Well, what we'll be doing right now is to define a site. Since we are opening Dreamweaver for the first time, we need to define a site. And on that, we click on Site. Then on that site, you click on New Site. After you've clicked on New Site, you see this dialog box opened. First and foremost, you see a basic and advanced panel on it. You go to the advanced panel. On the advanced panel, you see where you have site name. The site name is something you want to call your site, the name you want to call your site in the future. So for the site we are about creating, call it student record. So I'll type student record. That's the site name. Then under this part here, the local root folder. In the previous chapter, if you look at the website server we installed, which is the SQL, there's a root folder called the htdoc. That is where every web folder is meant to reside if you must gain access to it from the server. So right now we'll go over to access that root folder. Click on my computer here, go to your C drive, see XAMPP here, go to htdoc, and now we've not created that folder yet. We can create that folder by clicking on the folder icon here. We call it student record. Mind you, when creating this folder, there should be no space between anything you're writing, because it's going to generate a lot of errors in the future when you're trying to load these pages from this folder. So here we have the student record folder here already. We'll select it, and after we've selected, here right now we have a little problem. It's showing our XAMPP htdoc, but it's not showing the root folder itself. So we'll come back here and select htdoc, then make sure we are in student record, then select. It's still giving another error. So what you need to do here is just to manually type it in student record. After which you've done that, you see where it is showing a default image folder here. And before we go on with this, I want to go and remind you of something, that on your desktop, let's access our desktop to copy some files into our root folders. From here, I'll access our desktop. There's a folder here I call the asset folder. On that asset folder, we have some basic things already which we'll be working with in course of these lectures. So I'll copy everything here to our htdoc folder in our XAMPP. So on that student record, I'll paste them in. Then I'll close this up. Then on this default image folder, I'll click on student record, click on image. Now what you have here is that it's trying to locate it, but still what we are seeing here is student record and not image. So we'll select it, then in front of it to write images. If you want to verify the names you use, you can go and verify it. It's on images already. Then after that, what do we do next? The address to which your HTTP will be running. What you need to do is move on by typing your localhost here, localhost. Sorry about that. Localhost /student records, that's it. Then you move to remote info. On this remote info, you see the access. What we are talking about here is how you're going to be accessing your web design, because we are going to be designing on the local machine. We have to access it locally by using a local network. Then you shoot the remote folder again. Here we have to back it and go back to what? Student record. So since student record is selected, we pick that. Then here are some of the options here. Say maintain synchronization information, automatically upload files to server on safe, enable file check. For that, we are done with that. We'll leave that as default. Then go to the server testing. Under server testing, you have to select the server mode. And for now, we're going to be using PHP MySQL, so we'll select PHP MySQL. On access, we select our local host again. After which, now we're having a directory here, and this directory is going to be how we are going to be accessing our local host. So here you type your student record, then after which you've done that, you save. Now that we have saved, our site definition has been successfully defined. If you move to our right hand corner here, you see a student record has been created here. And if you look at it, you have all those folders that we have to copy into the folder, in the root folder here present. Now, how do you know if this site definition is perfectly working? You can just open or create a PHP page to check it. But for now, we have a template here. You can open the template, then preview it. By default, if the server definition or site definition was successfully done, on preview here, you should have everything running on the web page. Now everything here has successfully come up, though there's a little error in the job, but as it is here, our site definition is successful. So if you look at the address bar here, you see our localhost part, localhost, student record, then template.php. This is what has loaded. If you look at all these are hyperlinks. This is to tell you that our site definition was successfully done. So in the future, on your own, if you want to try it, you follow these same steps and you will achieve exactly what I've done.